touching on a few things to be off balance, then we'll go into the different grips that we could use for inverting, then going into the attack, okay? So, a couple points I want to make from here. I do not need my hook to be active completely. This hook, when I'm pushing, does not need to be as active as my knee. See how my hook's not even in? But I can throw my hook in, so that when I bring him back, and then it's the push and pull motion. Maybe I move him a little bit that time, but I'm always pulling his heel up. Now from here, he's in a very compromised position. He's gonna wanna come back into me, so I'm gonna feel the momentum of him coming back, and that's what's gonna help me get underneath him. Now, some grips for inverting. A lot of people have trouble inverting. They just try to either take this grip just at the ankle and try to bring themselves underneath without using this hand. You have a free hand. Why not use it? We're gonna look at inverting with this grip as well as inverting with this grip. Okay? So first grip we're gonna use, we're just gonna use this grip here. What I'm gonna look to do is, after I invert, I off balance, I bring him back. When I get his step just a little bit closer to my head, I know this space is a little bit more open. I know his hips are a little bit closer to me. What I'm gonna do is, I'm going to reach around his knee, lift my hips off the mat. You see how now once my hips are lifted off the mat from here, I'm using my hips and my whole body. Now I'm up onto my shoulder. Now from here, my knee is gonna come underneath his knee. And I'm gonna use that. See how I pull myself with my knee here to bring myself underneath. If I just try to throw myself underneath and I don't have the flexibility or something, whatever it is, it's gonna be harder for me to get under him. I'm gonna use everything to climb and attach. You can feel I'm kind of like climbing up your leg now. And now this grip can come here, underneath, to invert myself through. What this does as well is it already puts my second knee in position where I avoid all these knee bars and toe holds. Keep my leg nice and low. My leg's close on his thigh here. It's gonna be harder for him to pull it up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go from this inversion position right away, okay? And then we're just gonna throw to this position for now with this X guard from behind. Okay, so that's the first grip we're gonna use. I'm gonna show both grips in one of how we're gonna invert, so you guys can choose to play it however you want. Okay? Second grip we're gonna use, from here, I'm push, pull, I bring them back. This space is gonna be open here. When I reach through, again, I'm not just gonna go elbow deep, because then I'm relying on using my arm to pull me underneath. I shoot all the way to my shoulder, here, like this. So I aim to use my shoulder to help me get underneath. And again, I'm using my hips off the mat to help me. So I'm not just trying to spin on my head and have a hard time getting underneath. From here, once I get here, I lift my hips. See when I lift my hips, it makes more room for my shoulder to come in? Now my shoulder comes in. Another thing, knee is always gonna come inside. I'm never gonna leave my leg dangling here. From here, once I get here, I lift my hips and I attach my two knees underneath his knee. And I use my shoulder to help me get underneath, reaching for this leg. And then again, we're gonna end up here in this Y guard position. Okay, we're gonna call this Y guard, not X guard. All right, it's a little different. Cool? Or reverse X, I don't know. All right, cool? Let's watch all the grips again one more time. Just turn this way. So again, I'm off balancing. A big part of this, being able to invert underneath, is I don't want my hips on the floor. My lower back's not on the floor. My lower back's off the mat. This is what allows me to move. Okay? From here, push, pull. I get that leg as close to me as I can. Now from here, for the first grip, I'm gonna reach all the way around. From here, elevate my foot comes to the mat, my knee elevates. Now my hips are engaged off the mat. Two knees are coming in, and now I'm gonna reach underneath. Now I'm here. My second leg is safe. From here, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna switch my feet, throw them to this side. And then we're gonna go over what we're gonna do from this position. I always wanna break my opponent down to one knee. We're gonna go over a few ways to break my opponent down to one knee. But I really wanna concentrate on guys who have trouble getting underneath. I know a lot of people said they didn't wanna really do reverse Riva because they were worried about getting underneath. There's grips that you can make to help pull you under. The grip with the knee on the knee, as well as engaging my hips and basically using my inside of my knee to pull me up. So I'm pulling my hips up underneath, And from there, now I'm not just trying to kind of spin, I'm kind of like slowly climbing, lifting, and turning myself under him, and I'm using the grips. And I'm also using my free hand. A lot of people don't use that free hand. Use the free hand, why not? You have it there, you know? So, second grip we're gonna use, I'm gonna off balance push, I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna come through. Now, I'm not just gonna try to spin with this in my elbow here. I'm gonna engage my hips again, 2 knees, and I'm gonna throw it to my shoulder. And that's what's gonna help me get underneath him a lot faster. Now from here, I grab this leg, and then I'm gonna throw it here. Now when I get to this point, there's a few grips that I like to use. From here, I use this telephone grip here, or I'll just grab behind his knee, and I'm always looking to turn his knee a little bit, so that I kind of keep him off his base a little bit, and we're gonna look to stretch. Everything's gonna be a movement. Okay? Cool? Let's do this, 1, 2, 3.